How you doing, YouTube? Matt, Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. New brewery time in the form of beer brewings, dogs, and boats. Yeah, I love dogs, and boats are kind of cool, so I'm excited. This beer comes courtesy of Steven. Thank you very much, Steven. He sent me a box of unwrapped jams and some wrapped, i.e. mystery beers, so appreciate it, brother. Can't wait to dive into them. I've done a couple of them so far, but new breweries always kind of tickle me pink. So first things first, elephant in the room. There's no glasses on this face. That's kind of weird. I haven't worn contacts in 5 years. My glasses broke. I need to wait for my new ones to come in, so I'm not wearing glasses, and it's kind of weird. So my vision is kind of odd. Anyway, let's get through this. Like it's a chore. Oh, gotta do this fucking review. Anyway, Dogs and Boats. It's a double India Pale Ale with Citra and Mosaic hops. 9.1% alcohol by volume. Beer brewing Stonington, Connecticut. On the back here, story time, it says, situated along New England coastline, we notice that there's nothing people here love more than their dogs and boats. The two are a match made in heaven, so we wanted to brew a beer that invoked the same emotions. We put Citra and Mosaic hops together in a double India Pale Ale, and we knew our mission was accomplished. And they go through like a kind of mission statement for their brewery, and done. Label-wise, let's put it this way. I didn't like the label. When I unwrapped it, when I did the unboxing, I was like, it's kind of, in my brain, I didn't even talk about it. I was like, it's kind of generic. Whatever. As long as the beer is good, works for me. I've changed my mind. You want to know why? You know what that reminds me of? Even though it's not exactly the same, it reminds me of that scene in Goodfellas when they go to Tommy's mom's house and she did the painting of the old guy, and one dog goes this way, the other dog goes the other way, and the guy's like, what do you want from me? It reminds me of that painting now. Even though there's just one dog, it's like, this dog looks that way, and the ocean's out there, and there's sand, and what do you want from me? So I like it that way. Officially, I like it. That's how easy I can flip-flop on these labels, people. Wow. There was some pressure in that sucker. So, clear beer. Okay, I'm digging what you're putting down here, Beer Brewing. Yeah, you get these kind of, New England-based breweries, and they throw out some beers in these sticker-canned pounder cans, and you just kind of expect, there to be, haziness inside of it. So, very, 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 shocking. Ooh. So yeah, you got a pinky finger, just under a pinky finger of off-white head, and in a rich kind of almost like ginger ale-like kind of color to it. It's clear as F. I mean, you can see through that really soft carbonation. So yeah, she looks like a very old school IPA. Let's get a nose on her. Yeah, it invokes a sweetness. It's a candied sweetness. So that candied sweetness typically goes hand in hand with a lot of your clearer IPAs, a lot of your old school IPAs. It's giving you a little bit of citrus. It's giving you a little bit of kind of like, not necessarily stone fruit, but not necessarily like tropical fruit. It's like somewhere in between, a little skin maybe from those fruits as opposed to the actual fleshiness of it. But all in a slightly candied variety. It's hard candy. It's not soft. It's not confectionery. And that's it. A soft, the ever so slightest bit of generic bittering in the back. Done and done. Let's dive in. Cheers. Yeah. You're getting that citrus. It's definitely coming off like slightly fleshy, slightly pithy, slightly rindy. I'm getting soft, kind of jack of all trades, generic fruit floating around the other bits and portions of the show. A little bit of soft kind of herbliness, a little bit of kind of soft bittering. It's not necessarily pine, it's more tea-like, more tannic. And then that sweetness is that kind of candied kind of sweetness to it. So it's that hard candy sweetness. It's an overly sweet beer, but the candy comes off as kind of that like kind of sharp, kind of hard candy style sweetness. Nice mouthfeel, especially for a clear beer. That's it. Done and done. Yeah, it's very... Where would this beer land for me? If I was going to try to compare it to another beer. It's like Hetty had a baby with... I don't know. It's like Hetty had a baby with an old school East Coast IPA. Those are the kind of vibes I'm getting from it, and that it's definitely New England in adjacent. I guess you would say, as far as the flavors it's trying to produce. But with it being the style of beer it is, which is not a super big hazy beer, and just kind of just being, classic as could be, you know what I mean? Drop out all the bits and pieces and filter it, or, produce a clean beer, if you will. It does invoke that New England style, but in its own way. And I kind of dig that. They're doing the old school thing with the touch of the new school instead of what people nowadays typically do, which is either all new school or a bit of old school and a whole heaping helping of old school. Yeah, it's nice, it's fine, but I do skew on the new school side of things. That's where I like my IPAs more specifically to land, and this one is, while fine, it's a tasty beer. It's fine. If it was 5.5%, 6%, I've blown that whistle every freaking review now. It seems like if it was 5.5%, I'd be like, this is fun stuff. But at 9.1, man, it's a lot of ABV to pay for this level of beer. I can get this beer easily off a shelf by me, no problems, off a Mix of Six shelf most likely. Maybe not as refined, but very close, at almost half the ABV. So it's tasty, it's fine, it's nice. I would love to have it on draft if I was ever up that way, or if their kegs ever made it down this way. But for me, it just kind of is a bit uninspired. Let's talk about it. Is it one of the better triple? Do we go double or triple? Let's just go double. IPAs I've had as of late. On the outside looking in, just doesn't really inspire me outside of just being kind of, I like the clearness. I like the hack they're taking at doing something that isn't hazy. But at the same time, if you're going to do that, I want you to deliver, and this one just falls a little bit short for me. Value and availability, no idea. And leave you with, if you like what we like this. If you like the old school quite a bit, and you hearken for the old days of the IPAs, but you want just ever so slightest bit of new school in there, this is going to do you. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting thing. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice little old schoolish, new schoolish jammer right now. And hope to see you next time. Cheers.